So Craig, where are you seeing an uptick in the type of roles folks are hiring for? Distinct for suppliers or distributor. Is there a distinction in those kinds of roles?
Yeah, there's a little bit. So on the uptick question, honestly, we're not seeing a big uptick from when we kind of first saw our rapid growth. CSRs, production folks, there are different names. Inside sales support. Everybody
Right.
has a different name for it in the
Yeah.
industry, as
Yes.
you know. A lot of bookkeeping, a lot of graphic designers. It still continues to be that way for distributors. One thing we're really excited about, and we've starting to see more and more groundswell of excitement for it, is we've just launched our first what we call our DCX e-commerce academy. So this is a first batch of
Cool.
team members who are trained on the most common platforms in the industry. And are there to help set up shops and set up online store programs, and really satisfy a need for a lot of distributors who want to sell in programs, but they don't, because it can be a heavy lift to set those up. So excited about that. We're getting a lot of excitement there. On the supplier and distributor side, suppliers, we our heavy focus there is on the inside sales support and executive admin type roles, support roles for sales folks on the supplier side. We saw a pretty big need there. There's suppliers in general have been using outsourced work for quite a while, but probably not as much in that sales and marketing support. So a lot of excitement there.
I love talking with you about trends in the workplace because you really do have your finger on the pulse of kind of what's going on industry wide. And the fact that like e-commerce is a great example. That's phenomenal that you're launching this e-commerce academy and training folks more on e-commerce. We saw a massive spike in July for our shops, and typically July is a very slow month for e-commerce. And so that's really cool news. And I know of distributors right now who are trying to ramp up support people specifically on the e-commerce shop side.
Yeah, it's one of those things where we can't train fast enough
Right.
for it. So we're so excited about it, and we're bringing in new classes every single month. And
Yeah.
that is definitely the biggest need out there that's not really being satisfied.
Okay. Is the term outsourcing an outdated term? Is it too freighted with baggage? I mean, is there a connotation around it? And I was curious, I'm trying to help our audience not distinguish between an outsourced employee versus one of their teammates.
We use the term all the time because it's a term that people know. What we like to say is it can be a limiting term. And what we mean by that is if you've never tried kind of the international global outsourcing, it does come with some limitations, or at least in your mind, it comes with limitations. So I've dealt with call center folks, and I'm talking to somebody that I don't even know. There's no face with a name. That world has changed. Zoom, Teams, that world has changed. We intentionally, push. Get on a video call with your team members. Get to know them. Everybody needs to get to know them. Make them a part of your team, and so it becomes, the world is flat. It becomes a whole lot more. The baggage, goes away. I also like to say, and you've heard me talk about this before. Do what you do best, and let other people take care of everything else. So if you're a distributor and you are so good at coming up with the latest, greatest creative ideas to win a project, let somebody else do what they do best. Let somebody else do the bookkeeping. Let somebody else, employment is becoming harder and harder. And so let some of those difficult parts of employment, let somebody else handle them. So we don't mind outsourcing, because outsourcing is not just dealing with people in the Philippines or wherever. Yeah.
Okay. And staying on trends in the workplace for just one more question. The headlines love these back to the office news stories, but are you seeing a counter trend in terms of hiring overseas? Have you seen, obviously through the pandemic, we saw that, but post-pandemic, what are you seeing?
Yeah. First of all, I am the biggest proponent of in the office that you can be, because I think there's so much great idea share. We're just in a different world now, and
Yeah.
so bring people back, hire people here as much as possible. But there's a shortage of labor, and there's a shortage of people who are trained in the industry, and go find the best team member that you can. The being able to work from wherever allows owners and distributors to find the best employees that they possibly can. So start there, and if you end up with a good team member who happens to be nearby, get them in the office, and have that collaboration. But don't just stop there.
Yeah. For those that are not familiar with DCX, and those might be new to the podcast, DCX employee base is largely based in the Philippines. And I know we've covered this before, but I don't know that people know the scale of how you've grown. So even folks that are familiar with you, can you share that growth trajectory with us? Because it's phenomenal.
It's pretty crazy. I'll give a lot of credit in just a little bit to the whole team that's built it. But yeah, I looked it up. I think we did a webinar back in April of 2021, so just over a couple of years ago. At the time, we had 20 employees. Just kind of getting off the ground, and we have over 1,500 now, which is just nuts in 2 years. We couldn't have gotten any better. Luck with the timing. That being said, a ton of credit to our team. I mean, they're just rock stars, just to be able to handle the growth. And I like to think that it was difficult, but we really handled it well, from minimizing burnout and that sort of thing. So
wow,
it's been so cool.
Craig, did you fathom that kind of growth back when there were 20 employees?
No, this is nuts. This is
phenomenal.
Nuts. I tell you, I tell a lot of people this. In no way, shape, or form did I ever think we'd be at this growth. That being said, I always knew we had a good offering, and I always knew we had a really good team to build. So we get a lot of praise back that I'm so proud of, and I can take almost no credit for. We got an awesome talent acquisition team, awesome customer service team, and just throughout the organization, just rock stars. So I'm not surprised by the feedback we get. I'm not surprised that other people are kind of telling other people about us. We really pride ourselves on that. But absolutely, 2 years in, if you had told me we were at 300 employees, I would have given you a big hug and said I'm done. It's been really fun.
Tell me about, I'm going to pronounce this wrong. Tell me about the Fun Day 2023. Saya, is it?
Go for
Sama?
it. Saya Kasama. That's right.
All right. My short stint in the Philippines. There you go. That's what
I love it. Yeah. You probably got it down better than I do.
No.
It essentially means have fun. Have a great day in the Philippines. We, a couple times a year, we try to throw a big party and experience that brings everybody together. We're 100% work from home, which our employees love, but they also love getting together. So in this case, it was in March, and we rented out a water park, told them to bring their families and just have a great day. We actually had clients there with us for the first time, which was such a blast.
That's awesome.
And it was, just, one of our roles is to, we want to retain the employees. And part of that is giving them some experiences that they wouldn't normally have. Treat them very well.
Yeah.
It's that simple. And it was so much fun.
Speaking of, it sounds great. I love the video. We'll share a little bit of that. But what kind of impact does a U.S. company, speaking of impact and just bringing joy into people's lives, what kind of impact does a U.S. company have on employees in the Philippines?
It has the same impact, which is large, that the Filipinos have on the U.S. company. It is a mutually beneficial relationship when it's really.
I love that.
It's both. We just love the learnings. Forget promo products, but just like cultural understanding and fun conversations. And our clients have absolutely loved on our team members far more than we ever imagined. We preach that. Make them part of your team. Treat them like you would any other team member, as if they were next door or in the office. And our clients have done that. And it's been really cool. At the same time, they've gotten to see how kind-hearted and generous and caring and thoughtful and awesome the team members are. So it really is just it's a cool, mutually beneficial
I
relationship.
hear so much about the employees in the Philippines. I hear so much about how incredible they are. It's such an amazing. You're right, such an amazing exchange
It's,
of graciousness between both, and I just love it.
it's,
For COMMONSKU customers, we have this really cool collab with us and you at DCX. Can you share the basics of that collab?
yeah, I can just share the basics. I know. The Grahams and Rory and you have worked on it, and I'm thrilled to be a part of this partnership. It's really cool. So, very very simply, we are trying to remove as much friction as we can to be able to work together with some of the COMMONSKU members, some of the community members. Very simply. If somebody wants to bring on one of our team members through this partnership, we make it really easy. Same process we normally go through, but to make it even easier, we cover the fee, cover the license for the first year of that team member. So it's that simple, and it really is about making it as easy as possible for a COMMONSKU member to join up with us.
And a key benefit of that, which is also an incredible cost for a distributor, is just the training. They go through a university type promo university type training, right?
That's right. That might be one of the keys to that huge success is our promo academy that I think a lot of people know about by now. But our head of talent acquisition came to me and said, Craig, everybody asks our candidates, do you have promo experience? And there's not a lot of promo experience in the Philippines. So we solved that by creating a promo academy. So for a month, we hire the team members, give them 200 plus hours of training, and then they're ready and able to go work with the COMMONSKU members. So
awesome.
It's been huge. We've had over 500 graduates of the academy and counting. So,
love it. What's the one thing about DCX that you wish more people knew, but kind of gets buried or lost?
Yeah, that is a great question. This is new. So I'm going to point out two new things. One I've already mentioned is the e-commerce academy. I hope everybody learns more and more about it. Similar to the promo academy. We've also, one thing I talk about every single day at the company is how do we add more value to our clients? How do we continue to make their experience great? We've recently hired our first talent improvement manager, Amy DeLong. She came to us with many years of experience, and her role is to take all of the content that we have, continue to improve it, continue to improve all of our team members. The two hardest things in promo distributor life is product selection and pricing, are two of the hardest. And so, if she can continue to make our team members better, and she will, in those categories alone, our distributors will love the service we're able to offer.
So deeper education in those particular categories.
Exactly.
Love it. Yeah.
Just keep pumping. I think a lot of people don't think that maybe we just hire and give a great candidate, and that's a huge part of what we do. But we are day in and day out saying, how do we make our team members stronger in the promo world?
Yeah. Are you seeing more client-facing roles or the beginning of client-facing roles, or is that not a part of the future?
I think what we're seeing is more of what I experienced at Meyer Dunlap. The team members aren't hired for client-facing purposes, but over the course of 6 months and a year and 2 years, they know more about promo than a good number of people. And so our clients start feeling more and more comfortable that they start answering emails and they start answering phones, and their end user client doesn't even realize that they're in the Philippines.
Yeah. I love that. Let's help our customers with the last few minutes that we have here. Let's help our customers or anyone that's going to partner with DCX about what tips you have hiring through DCX and bringing on team members. You've seen a lot of hiring, obviously with 1,500 people. Are there best practices you can share that
Absolutely.
the most successful distributors use?
The most successful distributors are always asking us that question. It's a one we're prepared for, and we're always excited to get, because when they're asking that question, that is the right question. So we kind of tell them the same few things. One, get prepared. Hiring is not easy. We make it as easy as possible. Training isn't always easy. We've tried to make it as easy as possible and tee it up as much as possible. But those two things are difficult. So get prepared. Make sure the right people are in the room and are there and available for that. Have the proper expectations. So again, they're team members who've been trained in promo, but just imagine what it was like when you first started in promo.
Right.
A month in, if you had some education. So they're going to know the terms and lingos, but there's always growth to be had. So just have the proper expectations. And last, we say collaborate with us. We've got a lot of promo experts on the team. We've got a lot of resources. We will always roll out those resources, but don't be afraid to ask, and don't be afraid to say, hey, they're struggling with this, or can we get them to learn this? What do you think? So
that's
really
good advice.
Those three things. Yeah.
Greg, I cannot let you go without asking you at least one question, and the question that folks love to ask, because you're such a smart guy. You're going to hate that, but you're such a smart guy. You read a lot. You consume a lot. You're a great strategic analysis. What have you been reading? Podcast, book, video? What have you read lately that's made an impact on your thinking?
I don't know if anybody wants to read what I've been reading.
I know that's the best part. I love that.
I feel like Mark Graham may be in this boat too. I'm a glutton for punishment when it comes to reading. For some reason, I love reading the hardest possible books.
Yeah.
So, Les Mis is 1,000 pages. Yeah, give it to me. I actually just finished David Copperfield by Charles Dickens. It's 1,000 pages and just loved it. Absolutely loved it. I wouldn't necessarily say I recommend it unless you really want to work out reading wise. On the work side, I'm reading as much as I can about AI. Kind of crazy if you don't at this stage of the game. It will certainly affect me. It'll affect COMMONSKU. I mean, I think everybody should be reading as much as they can. But yeah,
I love it. You know why I love that especially is because I always tell folks that when it comes to people and managing people, I think we can learn more from fiction than nonfiction. And Copperfield's a great example.
Empathy, if nothing else, they say
absolutely
it highly increases empathy. So
absolutely,
I could use all the help I can get in that area.
Craig, thank you so much for joining us again here on the SKUcast, man. I always love talking with you.
Oh, it's so much fun talking to you, and huge shout out to the whole to COMMONSKU and the community. But what y'all have built continues to be the envy of the industry. So love what y'all are doing. Great. Really appreciate you bringing me on.
Thank you, my friend.